A few weeks ago, the Bahamas basically announced that I wasn't allowed back, which was super hard for me to hear. I think the reality of the situation is that there are people in the Bahamas who are still owed for their work and they need to be paid back. So before like any talks of returning there happen, like they need to be paid back. I'd love to readdress the relationship once that happens. But in the meantime, pyrt is the technology we built. It is these experiences. So just like it's early and I don't have the answers yet, but looking for other locations to start testing what we've been building.
Hello, sheeple, and welcome back to the channel. We have a very interesting video today. In case you have sunk under a rock or barely made it through COVID and did not watch anything on Hulu or Netflix, you may have heard of a small little festival called Fyre, or Fyre. Well, alongside Tiger King, the two documentaries about Fyre Festival on Netflix and Hulu were big hits and really the talk of everybody. I remember when it was actually going on live and all the things, all the tweets and Instagram posts were coming through in real time. It was very, very interesting to see. But why are we talking about it now, so many years later? Well, Billy McFarland is back. And Fyre 2 is back. It's not actually a festival he claims. It's not an event that he claims. But he has a new venture. It's called pyrt. Now, he originally wanted this to go back to the Bahamas in the Great Exumas. But as soon as the Bahamian government found out about it, they issued a statement and said, hey, you're actually a fugitive and you're not allowed back into the country. And anybody doing an event or any kind of occasion alongside Billy McFarland will not be approved. So now Billy McFarland is looking for a new island, as he claims. But anyway, let's get into some of his interviews, some of his posts that he's put out, and see how these are going and see what your opinions are. Let's get into the videos.
I started lying to get the money. And I would literally wake up every day to a document that we were called urgent payment sheet. And I had an amount of money that I had to acquire before the bank closed that day to stop the company from going underwater. And so I was literally day by day doing whatever it took. And looking back, it was so incredibly stupid.
The most insane festival the world has ever seen.
The Fyre Festival promised pristine waters, beautiful people, luxury accommodations, and A-list entertainment. But when festival goers arrived, they were met with disaster tents, soggy sandwiches, and chaos.
This is an absolute disaster.
Behind it all, the then 25-year-old CEO and co-founder, Billy McFarland.
A lot of people consider you to be the ultimate con man. What do you consider yourself to be?
I was wrong. So I messed up, and I was so driven by this desperate desire to prove people right. I had these early investors, backers, employees, and I think I was just so insecure that I thought the only way to prove myself to them was to succeed. And that led me down just this terrible path of bad decisions.
But was it more to prove yourself, or was it more for money?
So if you didn't know, Billy McFarland was sentenced to 6 years in prison for his fraud that he pled guilty to. He served just over 4 and was released and was on house arrest. After being released from house arrest, he started this little new venture and was interviewed on ABC. Now, in all his interviews, he seems very apologetic, but that is Billy McFarland. He will say and do anything that it takes to get on his next adventure, to get money coming in, to get support for people to like him.
Well, Billy McFarland went to prison and he joins me now. Billy McFarland, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Pierce, thank you for having me on your platform. Huge opportunity. Thank you.
So look, I watched the Netflix documentary and it was like watching a slow-moving pile-up on a freeway for you, motorway for us, where it just seemed pretty obvious quite early on this was not going to work, and the bigger the hole you dug, the worse things got. Was that how it felt for you?
Well, Pierce, first, you are braver than me because I've never watched documentaries and still can't get myself to do it, but I was just so wrong. And I'd like to, I think, start with telling you what I thought that I was trying to do. So I thought that I was taking these different people from diverse backgrounds and bringing them together through adventures and experiences. And when this was happening, it was almost like I found my little slice of magic in the world as these people were forming relationships and sharing ideas. And I really just wanted to share this with everybody. And I was just so wrong in my approach to do that.
Well, hang on. Look, I'm sorry, but your attempt to make yourself out to be some magic maker, keen on spreading diversity, it all sounds great now. But the truth is you were trying to fleece them all for cash. That's why you ended up in prison for so long. I mean, it was a money-making vehicle. Your intention was not to, get a load of happy campers together and spread love and diversity and a bit of magic. It was to empty their wallets, wasn't it?
I was so wrong, and I lost everything I had in the process and lost the support, the relationships, and the trust of all of my friends and all of my investors and all of my team members. As crazy as it sounds for me, sitting here looking back at all the terrible decisions I made, I truly thought that I was going to pull off this event. That does not excuse the lying to investors that I did to try to get the capital that I thought I needed. And Piers, I was wrong. I messed up.
So the reason why I'm pulling these certain clips out is because I really want to highlight one thing. The words he says do matter. He appears apologetic, and I do generally think he is sorry for what he did, but not out of remorse for the victims. It's more the fact that he got in trouble for it. I think there's his way of looking at things. Now, the reason why he's using certain words is because it's secretly like supplanting this image in your mind about his new venture. And he's going to use these same words to promote his new little world that he's building. I'll let him explain it.
Hey guys, it's Billy McFarland. As you might know, I effed around. And because of that, I definitely found out. Obviously, I've had a little bit too much time to think about this, but I do feel like the moment's right to start making this up to everybody. You might have guessed, but I'm working on something new. This time, it's a little crazier, but a whole lot bigger than anything I've ever tried before. I promise I'm going to tell you everything in November. But before we get there, there's one thing you need to know now. This time, everybody's invited.
Where we can host the content creator from London, like the entrepreneur from New York, the music artist from LA, connect them around all these adventures to go night diving, to go spearfish for their own lobsters, as many weekends out of the year as we can. But this time, instead of trying to bring like thousands of people there, we're rigging the area with these 360 cameras so all of their fans, no matter where they are, can watch what's actually happening and then take advantage of these emerging technologies to own and even affect the experience.
So essentially, his new venture, pyrt, spelled with a Y, P-Y-R-T, is going to be like a metaverse kind of cameo experience. And it's very vague a little bit. He really is just trying to drum up a lot of support, drum up a lot of money. He's got $26 million he has to pay back. And the Bahamian government is not having any of it. They say he still owes basically all the workers that worked for Fire Festival and never got paid.
Within 48 hours, they sold out. These guys are either completely full of shit or they're the smartest guys in the world.
Now, some of you may be thinking that Billy may deserve a second chance. He did his time. He's righted his wrongs. He's apologetic. But he claims on live TV that he's never seen the documentary, yet half of his marketing strategy involves clips and videos from the documentaries. So how can you not see it but still use those references accurately? So already off the bat, I don't think he's being entirely truthful. But, you know, as somebody who's trying to run a company and drum up business, he's got to try and say anything he can to get people on his side. And for those of you that really do believe him, I have some good news for you. pyrt is hiring.
Hey guys, what's going on? Hundreds of you have hit me up DM'd, LinkedIn, asking how you can come work for Pyrt. Well, today I have some good news. We're officially hiring. The bad news, our budget is super low, it's super high risk, and there are millions of people out there fighting every day to stop us. But if this excites you and you want to officially join the Pyrt crew, we're hiring across many different divisions. If you work in computer vision, work with the React, you're in sales or biz dev, or even community management, apply now at bountyhunterworld.com/Pyrt. Let's go, guys.
So there you go. Billy McFarland is back, even though he is not allowed to be a CEO or director in a publicly held company. But that's not stopping him from trying everything he can, including jacket sales, autograph sales, cameos, and all this other stuff he's still hawking on his little telecast of live streams and Instagram posts and YouTube shorts and anything he can get his hands on to get his image out there and his brand out there. That was the entire goal, really, behind Magnesis, Fire Media, and now Pyrt. It's a brand. It's really this millennial idea that you build a brand, you sell out. I think South Park did a cool episode about it. But that's gonna be all for this video. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below if you want a job opportunity with Pyrt, and until the next one, peace.